McCarrigan. Here. Scanlon.
Here.
Caldwell.
Here.
Vidlac. Here. Solomon.
Here.
Join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
3, for public information, a copy of the Nebraska Open Meetings Act is available for review. It's above Tom. 4, notice of changes in the agenda by the city clerk. Additions may not be made to this agenda less than 24 hours before the beginning of the meeting unless added under item 5 of this agenda. Do we have any changes?
No changes, Your Honor.
Okay. 5, citizens with business not scheduled on the agenda. As required by state law, no matter may be considered under this item unless council determines that the matter requires emergency action. Do we have any emergency actions? Okay. 6, closed session. A, council reserves the right to enter into closed session if deemed necessary. If the item is on the agenda as per section 84-1410 of the Nebraska Revised Statutes. 7, consent calendar. Items in the consent calendar are proposed for adoption by one action for all items unless any member of the council requests that an item be considered separately. Do you have any questions or comments on the consent calendar?
I move to approve the consent calendar.
Okay, do you have a second?
Second.
All right, motion by Scanlon, second by Vidlac. Any questions or comments? Call the roll, please.
Caldwell.
Yes.
Solomon.
Yes.
Vidlac.
Yes.
Scanlon.
Yes.
McCarrigan.
Yes. 8, financial report. Council to receive the October 2024 financial report.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I'm Zaire, Finance Director. I'll start on the first page. I don't take a lot of stock into the first month of the year just because we have, alarm is due right away, and then we also have bond payments that are due right away. And so that's why you're seeing that negative balance. It was negative 957,000, but over $1 million of that was just alarm alone. So, and on the second page, you're going to see a lot of the same things as the first month of the year, so it's not going to change the year total or month total. But it was pretty similar last year too. It's what you expect to see in October. Overall, I mean, if you look at the departments too on the next 2 pages, it's really, it's insurance and bond payments right away, and you'll see that until the, sale or property tax starts to come in. That's kind of the sales tax has been a little bit lower than anticipated this year too. We were 16% less, I think, in the first month, and then 8% this in November too. So just lower than where we were last year. So, but
Okay.
that's it. There's not a lot to do the first couple of months of the year. So preparing for the audit. The auditors will do some preliminary stuff in December with them, and then get into it in January. So I've been in contact with the new auditors, and they're going to do fully remote. They won't be out here and everything. They'll do Zoom when we actually do the audit report. But we've got a game plan and timeline scheduled right now, so feel good about that too. So
Great. How long does the audit process take?
a couple of months.
Okay.
Usually, we'll start in December. We'll do some preliminary stuff in December. They'll just kind of do like an AP. They'll go through the APs and stuff like that, and then we'll go in January is when they'll start, and it'll be 4 to 6 weeks from there. So the auditors are always busy with this because the school districts are due. They only have 3 to 4 weeks to get the school districts done, and that's when after that's when they kind of start on the city. So December's right about where I want to start at too. So
And our deadline's March 31st.
yeah, March 31st. So.
Okay.
We got plenty of time then.
So yeah, last year we didn't start until like February. I think it was like early February when we started, and that's pushing it even without all the transitions. So but we'll be starting in January, early to mid-January when we actually get into it. So
All right.
that's all I have.
Okay. Any other questions? Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, motion by Scanlon, second by Colwell. Any questions or comments? Call the roll, please.
Solomon,
Yes.
Vidlac.
Yes.
Scanlon.
Yes.
McCarrigan.
Yes.
Caldwell.
Yes.
9, petitions, communications, and public input. Mayor to read the proclamation naming November 30th, 2024 as Small Business Saturday in the city of Scottsbluff. Whereas the city of Scottsbluff celebrates our local small businesses and the contributions they make to our local economy and community. And whereas according to the United States Small Business Administration, there are 34.7 million small businesses in the United States. Small businesses represent 99.7% of firms with paid employees. Small businesses are responsible for 61.1% of net new jobs created since 1995, and small businesses employ 45.9% of the employees in the private sector in the United States. And whereas 68 cents of every dollar spent at a small business in the U.S. stays in the local community, and every dollar spent at small businesses creates an additional 48 cents in local business activity as a result of employees and local businesses purchasing local goods and services. And whereas 59% of U.S. consumers aware of Small Business Saturday shopped or ate at a small independently owned retailer or restaurant on Small Business Saturday 2023. And whereas Scottsbluff, Nebraska supports our local businesses that create jobs, boost our local economy, and preserve our communities. And whereas advocacy groups as well as public and private organizations across the country have endorsed the Saturday after Thanksgiving as Small Business Saturday. Now therefore, I, Jeannie McCarrigan, Mayor of Scottsbluff, Nebraska, do hereby proclaim November 30th, 2024 as Small Business Saturday and urge the residents of our community and communities across the country to support small businesses and merchants on Small Business Saturday, celebrating its 15th year in 2024, and shop small throughout the year. All right. 10, resolution and ordinances. Council to consider action on the final plat of lots 3R and 4R, Block 11, Fairway Estates, and authorize the mayor to sign the resolution.
Mayor and Council, on November 12th, the Planning Commission made a positive recommendation on this final plat of lots 3R and 4R, Block 11, Fairway Estates. It's a pretty simple plat. It's fixing some property lines. And then the main reason, the reason it's going through Planning Commission and City Council is the fact they're moving the easement located on the south of the property, which by state statute is city code requires to go through the Planning Commission and City Council process. That said, staff recommends approval of the final plat.
And Zach, this eliminates some lot lines that's actually going
Correct.
through the houses.
It'll be back up.
So is it-
Yeah, as you can see, that lot line there is getting shifted, so it won't cut through the northeast corner of the house anymore. So it's bringing it into compliance.
And this is an RUTJ, so
Okay,
edit that in country code.
all right. Do we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion by Scanlon, second by Colwell. Any questions or comments? Call the roll, please.
Scanlon.
Yes.
McCarrigan.
Yes.
Solomon.
Yes.
Caldwell.
Yes.
Vidlac.
Yes.
B, council to consider action on a resolution authorizing the mayor to sign the year-end street certification of street superintendent, certifying Philip Mark Bowl as the city of Scottsbluff street superintendent for the year 2024.
Come on up, Mark. This is a resolution,
It is.
certification saying you did what you were supposed to this year.
Yes, it lays out a few of those things that we're supposed to do. And so this will certify that I've served through 24 to the end of December. We'll probably put it on now with the upcoming meetings and reorganizations, and it's due in December anyway, so this would be a good time to put that on. But I did do all those for, 2024.
Okay.
Any questions?
No.
Thank you.
Okay. Do we have a motion to approve?
Move to approve.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, motion by Colwell, second by Solomon. Any questions or comments? Call the roll, please.
Vidlac.
Yes.
Caldwell.
Yes.
McCarrigan.
Yes.
Solomon.
Yes.
Scanlon.
Yes.
C, council to consider action on the first reading of the ordinance implementing the extension of the city sales and use tax and amended economic development plan.
Yeah, I want to take this opportunity to thank the people that worked on this campaign. To me, this was quite an accomplishment. No longer will our 1.5 cent sales tax sunset. So unless there's some referendum to change it, or we tinker with it a little bit, we'll have the 1.5 cent sales tax, which has become very important to us. And it's the reason that our property taxes are low in Scottsbluff. So we're at 0.199 mill levy, which is pretty awesome. So I just want to mention a few of these. And these are the people that worked on this committee: Nate Merrigan, Charles Leask, Daniel Bennett, Jordan Dietrich, Katie Reichert, Michael Maravik, Sharia Lane, and the Chamber of Commerce. So they all came together and made sure we got the information out. Daniel Bennett on the last weekend was taking signs door to door and hitting all the major arterial streets. And they did a great job. They did. So
Yes.
I think at some points during this, we were all a little nervous, but they really came through and did a good job for us. So, and it passed overwhelmingly.
Good.
This is the ordinance to implement that. Okay. Anything? Yeah.
No, we have to send a certified copy of this ordinance once it's passed to the tax commissioner, which we have until October 1 of 2025. They've already notified our clerk that they know it passed and looking for the ordinance, so we thought, well, let's get this going now. Well,
Yeah.
and you can thank a few people, and
Yeah.
it can be
Yeah.
waived. The 3 readings can be waived, and
Okay.
he suggested the sooner the better, so.
No, I thought it was great. I thought they did a great job.
Yeah, thanks.
So it's very good. All right.
An ordinance implementing the extension of the city sales and use tax and the amended economic development plan as adopted at the general election held on November 5th, 2024.
Okay.
I move to waive the 3 readings.
I'll second.
Okay. Motion by Colwell, second by Scanlon. Any questions or comments? Call the roll, please.
McCarrigan.
Yes.
Scanlon.
Yes.
Caldwell.
Yes.
Vidlac.
Yes.
Solomon.
Yes.
All right. Do we have a motion to approve the ordinance?
So moved.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Okay. Motion by Scanlon, second by Solomon. Again, any questions or comments? Call the roll, please.
Caldwell.
Yes.
Solomon.
Yes.
Vidlac.
Yes.
Scanlon.
Yes.
McCarrigan.
Yes. 11, bids and awards. A, council to consider awarding the bid for the baseball facilities hail damage repair to Twin City Roofing and Sheet Metal Inc. in the amount of $106,523.90.
Your Honor and Council, happy to report we received 3 bids. As reported earlier, we had been receiving one for a long time, and now we're starting to see more bids come in. This one is a little unusual. The low bid is considerably less than the engineering estimates in the other 2 bids. And I want to read you a letter that was submitted by Terry Shank that explains it. In regards to our bid for the baseball facilities hill project, we have partnered on projects with B&C Steel for more than 50 years. Twin City Roofing and Sheet Metal Inc. and B&C Steel have donated material and labor throughout the years, and more recently for the 23 Club project when it was expanded. Together throughout this bid process and other biddings, not always using B&C products, we decided to work together with discounted pricing to keep our names and products as originally donated. We believe this is what makes this community so great to be a part of, personally and professionally, and that's from Terry Shank. So that is a considerable discount, and it's an attribute to Terry and Twin Cities and DNC still. So just wanted to make sure they were recognized.
That's great. That's nice of them.
Yeah, it is. And we would recommend that you award the bid to Twin City.
Okay. Do you have any questions or comments?
I'll move to approve the bid.
Okay, do we have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, motion by Scanlon, second by Bidlack. Any questions or comments? Call the roll, please.
Solomon.
Yes.
Vidlac.
Yes.
Scanlon.
Yes.
McCarrigan.
Yes.
Caldwell.
Yes.
B, council to consider awarding the bid for a new LED lighting system at Cleveland Field to Techline Sports Lighting LLC in the amount of $289,900.
This is an ARPA-funded project. This is for lighting out at Cleveland Field. This is through Sourcewell, so it meets our bidding requirements. As you know, the group out there has put in artificial turf. They're gonna start on the outfield fence on Monday. We're in bad need of lighting out there. We have to repair what's out there right now annually, and every windstorm it gets adjusted for us, and we gotta go back up and make sure that it's aiming in the right spot. It's old. So this is to replace that lighting that's out there, 8 still new poles, the LED lighting. It'll have some of the features similar to the Moscow lighting at 23 Club. It'll be very similar to that. It won't be as intricate. We'll be able to control it with an app on the phone, turn it on and off. So it'll be a great addition out there. And if you haven't been out to Cleveland Field, I would wait until probably spring, but it's really looking nice out there. It is. So we've made some great improvements out there. So we would recommend that you award this bid and use ARPA funding.
And the other projects that group actually fundraised for,
The
correct?
infield turf they
Okay.
did, and it was very expensive, and
Okay.
they paid for it. We did some grading where the outfield meets the infield turf, but they paid for the infield turf. And
Okay.
it looks pretty amazing out there. So,
All right, do we have a motion to approve?
I move to approve.
Do we have a second? I'll second it. Do we have any questions or comments?
I was just gonna ask how old the lights are that we currently have out
You know,
there.
I asked that question and nobody here knows.
So it's been a while.
They will salvage that system out there and keep those parts to make repairs out at Lacey. But yeah, they're old wooden poles, they're old low sodium lights. You know, if they go off for whatever the reason, you have to wait a substantial amount of time before they'll come back on. So it's just a very old system. And annually, we're having repairs made. They have to realign them. There's repairs to the actual lighting that we have to make, so it's getting very expensive. And this will be a great addition to that ball field.
On the maintenance, how far away are they to come? Are they like a day or two to come do maintenance for us?
We don't think that there'll be much maintenance.
Okay,
There's a 10-year warranty.
I saw the
but,
10-year, yeah.
It's gonna be all steel poles, the wiring is gonna be underground.
Okay,
And if you look at the light head itself, it's very significant. So we think that once it's adjusted, there's not gonna be a lot of repair necessary.
okay.
And same with the Moscow lighting too, it's very sturdy. There'll be 8 new poles, you can see them marked on there if you can see that now. All LED, so. Major upgrade.
And this is our
There's the
goal.
lighting heads right there.
This is our goal. We need to get that ARPA money spent by December 31st.
We need to have it obligated. by
Obligated,
December
okay.
31st, yeah. Spent by December 26th.
Okay.
All right, call the roll, please.
Vidlac.
Yes.
Caldwell.
Yes.
McCarrigan.
Yes.
Solomon.
Yes.
Scanlon.
Yes.
12, reports from staff boards and commissions. A, council to discuss and consider action on appointing Philip Mark Bull as the City of Scottsbluff Street Superintendent from January 1 through December 31st, 2025, for the purpose of the 2025 calendar year highway incentive payment from the State of Nebraska Department of Transportation.
Well, this is a requirement. So, Mark, anything to say?
It is a requirement. And the good thing is when some of the older superintendents retire, those licenses go, but, a new person coming in that has those, you do the same thing again, and it just replaces mine with theirs. So there's no lapse in any of the funding or the paperwork or any of that, so. This will get you through.
2025, December?
We're working on it.
Okay,
Thanks, Mark.
all right. Do we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, motion by Scanlon, second by Vidlac. Any questions or comments? Call the roll, please.
McCarrigan.
Yes.
Scanlon.
Yes.
Caldwell.
Yes.
Vidlac.
Yes.
Solomon.
Yes.
B, council to conduct evaluation of city manager's job performance and second year of employment. All right. Anyone want to make any comments? I guess I'll start. I rated you high. I think that you've done a very good job in both roles. My hopes are is that we'll be able to find a chief of police so that you can focus on the city manager role. And I know that's been difficult just because of the recruiting aspect in this area. But overall, I think you work well with all of the city employees. You work well with the public, and you reach out to them if they have concerns, any concerns that have came to me. And so I applaud you for the work you've done, so.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
Anyone else?
Yeah, I mean, overall, just reading all your value, I mean, very good job. Overall, I mean, it was very nice to read everyone's comments, and I think, you know, just to echo some of what Jeannie said, I mean, you're very cooperative, very professional. You're always available. I mean, if I need anything or have any questions, if there's a citizen request or anything, you always respond to that. You take care of that. I don't have to, you know, worry about chasing you down or something. I think you do well with staffing, the folks that you've hired. I mean, obviously, very good hires, and I think you do a good job of delegating what you need. Fiscal management, I mean, obviously, the budget's in a good place, so I think that's wonderful and worth noting. The only areas I kind of noted as, you know, just to consider, same as Jeannie, you know, we're hiring the police chief, but we've talked about that. That's your goal as well. So I think we're on track for that. I think I rate a little differently. If I don't know something, I probably tend to rate in the middle. So that I don't think that means that you're not doing well with that, but maybe I just don't observe that. So good job. Thank you for what you do.
Appreciate it.
As I'll be leaving council shortly, I wanted to make sure that you knew my positive comments because they're not among the written. But I think our city's in incredibly capable hands, and I'm really excited for the future for all of us. And I think with your leadership at the helm, that's going to make a huge difference. So you've brought nothing but positivity in your time. It's been, for me personally, a really nice feeling just to know that we have a capable and low drama individual leading this city and bringing everybody together. So it's been such a relief, but also just a joy to work alongside you.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
Go ahead.
Okay. I had high marks for you too. I think everything's going well. I've never heard anything unprofessional, or you've got a nice even keel handling things. And I think that comes from working in the police department. Once you've handled that stuff, you're pretty good going on this stuff. So I think everything's going well. You've handled both jobs well. I'm glad to see it's moving on where we're going to have a chief, so you can just do this. That'll be easier for you. You've met with the public. I think that's been good. I've heard people that have met with you, and that's all been positive. It helps a lot when they meet with you face to face. And a lot of the times, what they're upset over, once you explain it to them, it resolves a lot of issues just once they know the nuts and the bolts. So I think that's helped a lot. And then goals. Should we do the goals now?
Oh, that's fine.
I just had 3 short goals. The HVAC for the library, which is a constant battle.
Number one.
Just keep targeting that one. I forgot to put it in here, but of course, Highway 26, if we can get every movement with the state on that, but just keep plugging on that one. Let's see, what was the other one? Affordable housing. I don't know what the restrictions are in LB 840 and TIF money, but if we can kind of help promote maybe apartments or smaller houses to get new families. We've got a lot of businesses coming in, but we just need a place for the workers to stay. And we've got some higher end housing, but it doesn't help the new married couples and stuff coming into work. And then the last goal is just from the zoo standpoint, from the 2 years, working with all the different directors. I would just make a recommendation for trying to work on some sort of increase in the funding for them. There's a lot of struggles they go through, and I don't want to share those, publicly, but a lot of that stuff. So.
Well, Kevin, I've seen your growth in the 8 years I've been on council, and the last 2 years of being in this role. The one thing I'll say is I think the staff and the department heads. You've gotten people energetic and engaged, and you guys are all rowing in the same direction, which I think is exciting. And what you've already done in the last 2 years is huge. I would just tell you to never lose that curiosity of figuring out each department and trying to be a subject matter expert in those, because I think that makes you an even better city manager. Yeah. I appreciate that you let the department heads manage their departments. I would just encourage that if we do anything with the safe streets, or like we had the Broadway noise complaints, that we invite those citizens to come back with an update and make those groups just know that we have had updates, and maybe in person and in just an email. And then with the new council members, kind of like Matt said, I would just encourage that you do a little bit more face-to-face with them. Just to get them involved and to know some of the people that have that. But all in all, it's exciting to see where the city will go in the future, and I know that it'll be positive with you at the helm, so thank you.
Thank you. I read every word of your evaluations, and I think you guys have great suggestions. I'll do my best to reach those goals and implement those changes. I'm pretty excited. I really feel lucky. Staff here has just been exceptional. I hate to see Mark go, but I'm excited for him too. So that'll be the next big position we fill. So that probably concerns me the most. The chief, we'll get through that, and I do have some progress to report, but I do want to thank the staff. I have encouraged them to run their departments. I think that was kind of a change, a slight change maybe a big change in some instances, but I do want to empower them to run their departments, and I'm not a micromanager, and I think they are the experts. So I don't know why I would get in there and meddle with what they do. We have had some great hires. Matt Carpenter with Parks is, as you can see, he's hitting home runs. He is. The things that we're able to do in our parks right now is really exciting. Christmas tree, downtown, the improvements to Vets Park is great. The rec director, I think, is a great addition too. the captains at the police department who have really taken over the day-to-day operations. I do plan on, whenever there's a change in status with the crime commission, I have to fill out a change of status, and I'm gonna be doing that for myself before the end of the year. And I have been recruiting for police chief, so we'll get that position filled. I think we'll have at least one applicant coming in maybe by the end of the week or next week, and then there's a potential of another one too, and then we'll get that process started. So I think there is light at the end of the police chief tunnel, and both are very well qualified if they apply. I heard from one today that he is. So we'll see, but regardless, I'll check the retired box before the end of the year and turn that into the crime commission and hand that off to the captains to run. They're very capable and have been doing it in my absence, part-time at least, however you want to look at it. You know, Lane has been a great hire. I think he's done a great job with the budget. We'll get through this audit, but he's doing a good job. Kim keeps us on track.
Yep.
You know, when we planned for the budget workshop and the budget hearing and all of that stuff, that was Kim that was orchestrating those meetings. So Cammie with HR, I don't know if you guys realize she is like an insurance expert and she does a great job at HR. We just have great staff, and so I just feel pretty fortunate that we do. We'll be fine. Scottsbluff is a very exciting place to be right now. A lot of development. We've gotten a lot accomplished in the last few years. For our engineering, MC Schaaf, they're always there for us. Kent and Simmons Olsen, we lean on them a lot. So I just feel blessed. I do. I think I'm just pretty lucky. So thank you guys for the words of wisdom. So I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks.
I'd make a recommendation of a 3% increase in wages. If I have a second for that.
I'll second that.
Okay. Motion by McCarrigan, second by Vidlac. Any other questions or comments?
Was, just to clarify, so with the new budget, that's the same as what the regular employees got? Okay,
Yes, correct.
okay,
That was built in.
perfect.
Call the roll, please.
Caldwell.
Yes.
Solomon.
Yes.
Vidlac.
Yes.
Scanlon.
Yes.
McCarrigan.
Yes. Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
Thank you.
Yep. Good job.
Yeah, thank you.
13, council reports, informational only. This item is intended for council members to update and inform other council members of meetings attended since the last city council meeting. Do we have any updates?
Got a couple.
Is it about a tiger?
Well, there's that, but I'll start with the Humane Society. We'll start with dogs and regular cats. Humane Society, boy, they do good on donations. They got $41,000 in donations this last month, so I'm always impressed. A lot of it's estate donations, but it's very impressive, you know, what they take in. They're in pretty good shape, yeah. So right now, for the month of October, they had 68 cats, 27 got adopted, 75 dogs, 21 adopted. So if you know anyone still looking for a cat or dog, they've got some. The only issues they had come up that were kind of in the notes is they had 3 large mastiffs that have been killing animals, and so they're kind of on lockdown right now, and that's going through the court, but those dogs were seized by the sheriff's department. They did rescue a mama dog that was super skinny, had been abandoned, but the mom dog is alive, and so are the 6 puppies. So the puppies will be ready to be adopted soon because they're about ready to be weaned off of the mom, and so they'll be adoptable. And the mom's gained 12 pounds, so that's been good. Then for the tiger, the big cat, So it's gonna be out in the open for everyone to see November 30th. The zoo is planning on some kind of a special event for that day, so it'll be a big to-do. And there's gonna be a naming contest to name the new tiger. So it was a 2-month process to bring the tiger in, and extra hard by everybody not to slip the secret out until it was all set in motion. It requires some special shipping. It was pretty calm when the tiger arrived. Yeah, the shipping part's hard because the tiger's a whole different story. So it arrived, it was very calm, but it didn't want to go in right away to the enclosure, so they literally put a little meat trail. And then it went in to the inside area, and that's where it's quarantined right now. But it's really happy. It's just like a regular house cat. They've got toys in there, and it's just playing like crazy, just like you have a kitten with toys, except this thing's 900 pounds. So it's impressive. I've seen some video, and the paws are just massive. So it's a great addition.
Cool.
Anyone else? Okay. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second?
Okay, motion by Scanlon, second by Colwell. Call the roll, please.
Scanlon.
Yes.
McCarrigan.
Yes.
Solomon.
Yes.
Colwell.
Yes.
Vidlac.
Yes.